In July 1969, humanity held its breath. The culmination of a decade of relentless work, unimaginable risk, and national pride was strapped to the top of the most powerful machine ever built. This was Apollo 11, a mission with no margin for error, where a single miscalculation meant the difference between history and tragedy. The journey to the moon didn't begin with a rocket, but with a rival. The Cold War was at its peak, and the Soviet Union was winning the space race. The launch of Sputnik in 1957, followed by Yuri Gagarin becoming the first man in space in 1961, sent shockwaves through the United States. In response, President John F. Kennedy issued a daring challenge. The goal was set. It was audacious, politically charged, and technologically it was almost impossible. To reach the moon required a machine of unprecedented scale. The Saturn V. Standing 36 stories tall, it was a masterpiece of engineering, brought to life by over 400,000 people across the country. At its heart was the Apollo Guidance Computer, a revolutionary device that held the mission's fate in just 64 kilobytes of memory. Every component, from the hand-stitched spacesuits to the intricate heat shield, was a testament to human ingenuity and dedication. But the path was paved with sacrifice. On January 27, 1967, a fire during a launch rehearsal claimed the lives of the Apollo 1 crew. The tragedy exposed fatal flaws in the spacecraft's design and forced NASA to confront the immense risks of their ambition. Out of the ashes came a renewed focus on safety, a complete redesign of the command module, and a solemn promise to honor the fallen crew. It was a brutal lesson. In space, there are no second chances. 3 men were chosen for the historic flight. Commander Neil Armstrong, a veteran pilot known for his calm demeanor under pressure. Lunar Module pilot Buzz Aldrin, a brilliant academic and engineer. And Command Module pilot Michael Collins, who would orbit the moon alone, their lifeline back to Earth. Together, they endured thousands of hours of grueling training, preparing for every conceivable scenario on their journey into the unknown. July 16, 1969, 1 million people gathered on the shores of Florida to witness the dawn of a new era. At 9:32 a.m., the 5F1 engines of the Saturn V ignited, generating more power than 85 Hoover dams. For a few moments, the Earth itself seemed to shake. Apollo 11 was on its way. For 3 days, the astronauts journeyed through the black void. 250,000 miles from home, their lives depended on the constant vigilance of mission control in Houston. Every calculation, every course correction was a critical step in a complex celestial ballet. As they traveled, the Earth shrank behind them, a powerful reminder of the scale and isolation of their voyage. On July 20th, Armstrong and Aldrin entered the lunar module, the Eagle, and began their descent. The final moments were the most dangerous of the entire mission. Program alarms from the guidance computer threatened to abort the landing. With the autopilot targeting a hazardous, boulder-filled crater, Armstrong took manual control. With the world listening, and with less than 30 seconds of fuel remaining, he guided the Eagle to a safe landing. 6 hours later, the hatch opened. Neil Armstrong descended the ladder and placed the first human footprint on another world. For 2.5 hours, Armstrong and Aldrin explored the Sea of Tranquility. They planted a flag, collected samples, and conducted experiments, their every move watched by a global audience of over 500 million people. After lifting off from the moon and rejoining Michael Collins, the crew began their long journey home. On July 24th, Apollo 11 splashed down in the Pacific Ocean, the mission a perfect success. The astronauts returned as heroes, their safe return celebrated across a divided world, now united in awe. They were placed in quarantine, a precaution against unknown lunar pathogens, but their achievement had already broken free, inspiring millions. The legacy of Apollo 11 extends far beyond the footprints left on the moon. The drive to innovate led to technologies that are now part of our daily lives, from medical imaging to personal computing. Politically, the mission signaled the end of the space race, paving the way for international cooperation. Culturally, it reshaped our perspective of our place in the universe and inspired a generation to pursue science and engineering. It set a standard for exploration that continues to fuel our ambitions for Mars and beyond. Apollo 11 was more than a technological triumph. It was a demonstration of what humanity can achieve when it unites behind a common goal. It proved that with courage, coordination, and the willingness to take monumental risks, even our most audacious dreams are within reach. It was one small step that forever changed our world and our vision of the future.